Aren't these the sweetest little bunnies? Quick little lunch break type doodles. This time I'm doing a fun bunny. This is the Nina Solar White cardstock. It's 110 pounds, bright white. This is the Signo Uniball RT1. It is the 0.28 black ink. It is waterproof. So if you wanted to do these up and watercolor over them or use your markers, they're not going to bleed. And I'm just going to get my border drawn on. My border is wonky, it is wobbly, and that's great. Cute little bunny. Like this. Oh, this is going to be so cute. I'm going to do the big eyes kind of like I did on my cat. And a little nose. Those big circles. Filled in dark. Cool thing here is you can get so many different expressions on these little faces. I'm going to put some flowers in here now. This one's going to get a fairly big flower that's coming out of the corner. And I think the petals are going to be, they're going to start out looking sort of heart-shaped, like that. And we'll have a little corner of that one. And we'll have a little corner of this one here. But then we're going to come across and put a little arc over the top of those petals. And now we've got this cute little fold over extra detail. Few little lines. Few little lines. I'm going to have another one. And I'm not worried about this line coming down through here. I'm going to go ahead and go like this. And I'm going to draw right over that with the same kind of shape with that heart. I'm just going to kind of incorporate right to the edge. See how that worked? I'm going to say that there's some leaves coming up. This little bunny is hiding in the grass, in the flowers. I'm going to say there's a leaf coming out behind his little head. Oh, but before I do that, I want to finish that curve. Yep. And that curve over the top, and that curve. And then when I go in and add my extra little details, the little crease lines, the little shadow bits. See if you put a little shadow in here. When we put that little shadow in here, and look at that, that line just disappeared. Little shadow in there. Remember, this is fun and easy, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Rotate that. Make it easier for my hand. And something that looks a little out of place when you first do it can be worked in. That petal, see, that petal is behind this front petal here. So let's just get that in there. Get our little shadow lines. Little extra shadow under that little curve. I'm saying that little point is coming in. That petal is tucked in behind just a little bit here, all the way down. You can make these as coloring pages. Use them for random acts of kindness cards, for spring. Just say, hey, I was thinking about you. I love you. put a big, huge flower behind this bunny. I'm going to have the circle of the center right here behind his ear. And then we're going to have these petals coming out. They're all going to be the same kind still. The tools, the materials, all the things are listed in the description box below the video. That leaf needs to be darker behind that flower where it overlaps so that you can see the flower. That one right there, that petal is getting darkened up. For the centers, I'm just going to do kind of a little dash line that comes around like that. These are fun, quick little cards. The card is only a 2.5 by 3.5, so it's the size of an artist's trading card. I love that my patrons have, shown their faith in me by sticking with me, hanging out, supporting me through all kinds of times. Make my decision on where the shadow is on these leaves, kind of on whatever part is facing down away from the light. I'm saying the light's coming almost straight down. So this edge here is getting light, that edge is away from the light. This edge is getting the light, that's away from the light. And I'm just working my way down, putting a little extra shadow on some of these leaves that are farther away. Little shadow at the base of the leaf. I could go in and darken up all of these spaces like this. Actually, I like that. I think that would give this a little bit more weight. That is so cute. All right, I'm going to do another one. I think that this bunny is going to be looking the other direction, so maybe looking towards that one. So I'm going to start on this side, and just like with the cat, I'm going to do along the side. I'm going to give a little bit of shape to the head this time, just a little bump out, an ear, a bit of the top of the head, another ear. Oh, this one's got more of a tilt to their head. Then going to have the big eyes, because I like those big eyes, just like on the cats. I'm going to leave a little spot of white for some sparkle. You don't have to color in the pupils if you don't want to. If you wanted to color them in with other colors, go for it. I just like that big, innocent looking, soulful type eye. Put a little shape inside of those ears. For the nose, I'm going to do just a little upside down U, slight arc, a little bit of the separation for the muzzle, and then that little quirky mouth. Going to get a few spots where the whiskers are coming through. I didn't put whiskers on that first one, so now you can see what it looks like with whiskers and without. And I'm going to give this one a little bit of a ruffly chin. and maybe a little bit of ruffle going up into the ear. Ooh, see, you can change it up. It doesn't have to be the same. Something different every time. I sort of did this flower on the first bunny, and I think I want sort of this flower, I think. It has kind of a star in the middle of it, and then it has ruffled edges. I'm not sure if this is a real flower. It's a doodle flower. Doodle flowers are perfectly acceptable, right? I can't imagine not having doodle flowers in my life. So I'm going to do kind of a little 5-pointed star like that. And the ones that are closer to the edges are going to be partial flowers. The ones that are farther in, you're going to have more of the flower. But if you wanted this to just be a the star bunny, you could. Now I'm going to come back in here and do another little star-ish, just kind of a little bit of a star shape on the inside, just to make some more detail. And then maybe just a dot in the very center. There we go. Close enough. Now these, for each one of the little points, I'm going to do a petal, comes out and back in. Petal out, ruffles, and then back in. This is my biggest flower. See how this would be perfect for you that say, I can't do things like this because my hand isn't steady. You don't need a steady hand here, guys. This is totally wonderful for people who don't have a steady hand. These flowers look so much more real when they have wobbles in them. So don't be worried. Don't be limiting yourself. Don't be limiting yourself. I think right here, I'm not going to have room for another petal. I think I'm just going to throw a leaf in here, and maybe a leaf coming down here, and a leaf going up this way. You could put arms and stuff on this. I'm treating this almost more like a sock puppet bunny. I think that's what this reminds me of. We've got leaves, we've got flowers. Now, I'm going to show you on this one the detail of the flower, and then I'm just going to skip the rest of them because once you've seen it, you've got it. Everywhere there's a ruffle coming in, I flick a line. Just like that. Everywhere there's a ruffle coming in, I flick a line, and I don't make them all the same length. Like that. So we've got long and short, and then we've got long, and then we've got short and short and short, and then maybe another really long one. And where you don't have the ruffle to use as your guide, just use your imagination. The one thing I do work really hard to do is make my lines follow the shape of the flower. From the center, I'm going to flick a few lines going out. I'm keeping them shorter. Don't worry if your lines go weird places. You can always add a little bit of extra shadow. I like that. Now you can really see the difference between putting the lines and not putting the lines. I'm going to put the lines, and just like this one, any of the open spaces, I am going to black those out because I really like that contrast. I'm going to put the detail lines in, and I'm going to black out the background, and I'll be right back. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed this. Remember to click that like button if you found value in this video. It lets YouTube know that this video is something that's worth watching, and it lets me know that you liked what I did and you want to see more of it. Patrons, be on the lookout. There's going to be a sheet with a few more bunnies on it as downloadable PDF for my patrons over on Patreon. And if you are interested in supporting, all of the levels get all of the rewards. You just have to be a paid member to get all the rewards. Thank you. Remember, go out, do something creative, take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. And I want to see you back here again really soon. Bye-bye.